Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Thursday Jane Mackenzie Live Miracle Medicine, where we share practical case studies, results, miracles, and lots more. And today we're going to be talking about DMSO, dimethyl sulfur oxide, one of my absolute faves. I'm never without a bottle of DMSO near me. It goes into my water. I use it with the Cell Vitality OxyMinerals. I don't think one patient leaves the 365 Healthy Buy Center without their bottle of DMSO. And together with their bottle of probiotic, the Microbiome Reset, together with their bottle of flaxseed oil, and together with their bottle of the Cell Vitality OxyMinerals. So it's very much part of our absolute reset. We even call it our De-Clot shot. You can see that in the red there. And simply because people living in cities, especially during big COVID times, post-COVID times, recovery, lots of infections. I'm going to be talking about all the uses of DMSO and conditions, and how we do it, and how we bring down blood pressures and so on. I just want to tell these people they must just try again. They must just try again, and let me see who else is also struggling to get in, if they are or if they aren't. Let's just tell them all. Okay, excellent. So there we go. So I'm also going to invite those of you who are live with me who've used the DMSO to share their results. Okay, it's really one of the most cost-effective, most powerful nutrients that we have. It's plant tree sap, and it's made at the paper mills when the big logs arrive at the paper mill, and they start making the wood paper. So absolutely organic. It is loaded with Ormus. And Ormus, as you know from our Ormus Gold, is levitational, and it's a working anti-gravity. So tree sap is basically what allows the nutrients from the roots of the tree to go right up to the top. And you need to be anti-gravity to do that. You need to be in a levitational space, just like the Ormus Gold, which people seldom leave the office without as well. So those 5 staple products really, really do the detox and the reset on many, many levels. And as you all know, those of you who work with me, will know that the products potentiate each other. So from a fermented microbiome reset to the alchemical Ormus Gold to the organic, natural, nature-made plant tree sap to the natural cell vitality oxygen to the natural flaxseed oil. The only product missing there in our stable is the zeolite, the paramagnetic zeolite, and then we use our super nutrients and our adaptogenic herbs. And so together, all of those with the quantum devices that we have here, the miracles are performed. So whatever your condition is today, I'm going to say to you that we're going to be able to lessen the burden and get a good result. So I really, really want to welcome everybody who's here today. And let's have a lot of fun. And it's in many instances, just share what you want to share with us. So specifically looking at the DMSO, and by the way, the information I have here is on the website. So if you go to the 365 Healthy by Choice website, you will get all this information. And those of you who are struggling with eyesight, I just want to mention to you while you're listening that we have absolutely beautiful screen glasses right now. So we have for the night and for the day. And absolutely beautiful to stop the glare. So I'm not going to wear them right now, but I have been wearing them all day. And we also have the DMSO eye drop and also the nose spray. So we've got a whole array of the DMSO products as well. All right, so there. If everybody's in right now, then that's great. Let me just see if anyone else needs to come in. Everybody's sitting there. Okay, so let's head off with this absolutely wonderful product. I just want to work out the dollar price. Let me just see here. It's all on the website anyway. Yeah, so we're talking about $15 and 250 Rand. And that's absolutely not going to break anyone's bank. And the power in this bottle is unbelievable. I'm going to explain to you how you use it and side effects and all sorts of things. But most importantly, it is a powerful free radical scavenger. And that means it's going to remove all the degenerative cells and help the tissue remove out of the body. It's a solvent. So it works together with virtually any product that you're using, even medication, by the way. It's a driver. It will drive the medication, the nutrients, the adaptogenic herbs deeper into the cell, the oxygen, the cell vitality deeper into the cell. So the nice thing with the cell vitality is if you're using the DMSO with it, it basically doubles the dose for you, which reduces the side effects of the oxygen. So you get far more power much quicker, much earlier with less side effects. So it's amazing, amazing, amazing. Pain and inflammation. So anyone in our chronic clinics with cancer, with COVID, pain, inflammation, fibromyalgia. I've got a lady, a case study. It's absolutely beautiful. I want to share with you. She could hardly even walk, never mind leave the house. And she was struggling for years and years and years. And literally within a week, this woman had changed. And I'm going to actually read to you her, I'm going to read to you as soon as I can get there, her feedback to me. Let's just see. Here it is here. And I'll give you an account exactly what it did for her, including her blood pressure. So she wanted to boost her immune system. She had incredibly low energy. She had autoimmunity. She had a blood pressure reading, and I have it here, 147 over 121. 147 over 121. I mean, that is really, really, really high. The diastolic, really, really high. So she says she developed a bit of a dry cough. Her scalp was itching. She put some oil in her hair. And this morning, the pain on the left side behind the heart had left. She's telling me the detox symptoms. She felt a little bit cold. She said she's a bit detoxing, no further body pain, and she could walk better. And this was one day later. And then she says to me, she's asking me about dosage. And then she said to me, right, so one day after that, the blood pressure is down to 132 over 78. One day later. I mean, this is a massive write-up as a case study. She said she's feeling so much better. And I'm just saying to her, I'm so grateful. And then she said to me, she's taking the DMSO drops, and she's taking also a foot soak. So I repeated the dosage for her so she knew what today. And she just said to me, sent a big message here with all the balloons on it to say to me, I'm immensely happy, peaceful, etc. And then the next day, blood pressure 121 over 88, basically almost normal. And then carries on, and she said, I'm just taking everything. And then she said the right wrist that she'd hurt, she's starting to get lots of movement in that already. This was 3 days later. a day later after that, blood pressure 126/83. This is less than a week, everybody. I'm feeling better. I wanted to show you this. She said that on the top palate, her tongue, she's showing me lots of white came up, lots of detox. And I said to her, carry on, carry on, carry on. And then 125/80, stabilized. And then she said she's feeling better. This is a lady with severe autoimmunity, with severe parasites inside her that had been there for years and years and years. I mean, she was basically crippled. And then she says she's 80% better. 80% better. I don't know if you can see from there, but anyway, 80% better. And can she do a follow-up consultation? That was in 3 weeks. 80% better in 3 weeks. And then she came with her son and we saw her. So that is literally, as I say, within a space of, she arrived on the 28th of December and she came for her follow-up this Sunday, which was 28th or 9th of January. This is absolutely amazing. She soaked in the she did foot soaks with the Cell Vitality OxyMinerals. She put the DMSO in, so she went like this. She went 20 drops of this bottle, 20 drops of this bottle. She activated it in a glass for 20 seconds, became yellow. She put it into the warm foot soak. She added 20 drops of the DMSO. She soaked for 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes every day. And she also started slowly because she was incredibly weak. She had a lot of adrenal fatigue. She was flat. Her battery was flat. So we started building up her dosage to 1 drop 4 times a day of each Cell Vitality plus the 5 DMSO, to 2 drops of Cell Vitality plus 5 DMSO 4 times, to 3 drops of Cell Vitality plus 5 DMSO 4 times, to 4 drops of Cell Vitality plus 5 drops of DMSO 4 times a day. She went very steadily through this. And what I forgot to mention to you, she actually slipped and fell in the middle of all of this after the week one. So week one was a massive improvement on one hand, but a huge fall on the other hand. But anyway, luckily nothing happened seriously. So she even had that setback. And to achieve this in the small amount of time, less than a month, is absolutely incredible. I'm sure you agree. This is the power of the 365 Healthy by Choice product. This is why I'm so passionate about what I do. Everybody that comes in, we purify them, we reset them, we re-nourish the cells, we get the body rewired. You think clearly, you live productively. And this is what life is all about. We've got this DMSO on special right now. It's 20 saving of 20%. So if in the rand value, 250 rand, it's now 208 rand. And in the dollars, it's let me just see here. It's $13. So you're saving a huge amount right now. And I'm doing this because I really want people to first of all, become a fave with the product, but secondly, to, gain health as easy as that. Get your blood cells open. We look at bloods on people that are in the chronic disease clinic. We'll put the oxygen drip in, but we do the live blood first, and we give them the oral DMSO to drink every hour, and then we take blood samples all the time, and we keep checking, and you actually see the clot. You see the red blood cells sloughing off and floating freely, enabling them to do their work. And any of the free radicals are removed. The damaged red blood cells are removed, and the rest of the cells in the body are removed as well that are damaged. So it leaves the healthy cells alone completely. Same as the Cell Vitality OxyMinerals. Leaves the beautiful healthy cells alone completely. Only goes for degenerative cells and tissue. Say, unlike ozone, for example, that will just blanket. Unlike chemotherapy, it will just blanket, hit all the cells in the body. So it's a very powerful free radical scavenger, very effective pain and anti-inflammatory agent. It is collagen building. It works on the membranes. It is calcification softening. It is a De-Clot shot. It cleans the blood. And it's a colorless liquid. And it passes through the skin and biological membranes. So very good for eye membranes and very good for the skin. So where the body is sore, we will put a few drops on our hand. We'll put a few drops on our hand like that. And then we will rub it in on the sore knee or the headache or the sinusitis. If you've got sinusitis, we'll rub it on the body wherever it needs to go. It's quite warming, and it literally goes straight through the skin and dissolves whatever shouldn't be there. So a solvent is the main word regarding the DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide. It has a sulfur and an oxygen in it. So you can also find DMSO, by the way, in organic fruit and in the sea and in the atmosphere. So even MSM, which is the powdered form of DMSO, which is also in a gaseous state that rises up and precipitates and comes down, the MSM, the DMSO behaves in the same way, but it actually is more powerful. So you find it in the atmosphere. All right, hard to grab it in the atmosphere, but we get it out of the wood pulp, the bark of the tree. So it says here also, this is, by the way, directly from the website. It's a naturally produced biogenic gas essential for the Earth's biogeochemical cycles. There you go. Sulfur is also an element of the Earth and essential to life. It is one of the main alchemical nutrients. It is the 8th most prevalent element in the human body. This is sulfur. Not as sulfur itself, but always in combination with other elements, most often in complex molecules and less often in simple molecules such as DMSO. So from an allergy point of view, those people who do pick up allergies to sulfates, not really. The sulfur is just working very quickly to detox them, and they must use a tiny bit. Just even just use a little bit and maybe just lick that, and then have a little bit more the next day and a little bit more the next day. Very similar to iodine. It's not an allergy. It's a how quickly the iodine is working to detoxify you, same as chlorella. So people's dosages differ. So we do help people through that perception of it being allergic to sulfur. Of course, it's an organic, natural sulfur. It's not a synthetic sulfur. So in any event, if there are side effects, it will be less, but very seldom. But you can always test a bit on your palm, and you can, as I say, must just start very slowly. All right, so it is used for this host of things. So you're going to find one, all of you, that's going to be useful to you, that you can use. Let's just see if everybody's happy. And no, I normally know because the phone starts beeping, but I think it's all okay. Let me just see if everybody's here. All right. First one, let's talk about arthritis, inflammation, joint pain. Very, very common. Most people are dehydrated, first of all. Most people are acidic. So the calcium is leached out of the bones. It starts becoming sore. That calcium doesn't go back in the bone because the blood is acidic. So it circulates in the blood for a certain amount of time, and then it gets put onto the bone, calcification. So we're getting joint pain from parasites, from dehydration, from cartilage degeneration, from low connective tissue levels, and also people don't move that much. So you get also joint pain and stiffness building up of acid. So a DMSO is used both orally there and also directly onto the joints. The frequency is so high, as I say, it just enters straight through the cells, the skin, and straight to where it needs to be. So just to remind you again, we've got the oral drops, which we also use for the foot soak in the bath. And then we've got the eye drop, and we've got the nose spray. The eye drops are fantastic. I've got them right here with me as well. I like to lubricate my eyes when I'm doing a lot of screen work. And it's just amazing. It might sting for a minute or two. And then, boy, oh boy, can you see? It's just this clarity. You can see very, very far ahead of you. So I also use that with the Cell Vitality OxyMineral eye drop as well, which I have very close here too. So that's for bones. And this lady, the case study that I gave you, is a classic example of everything that I've just told you. This buildup of toxicity, most likely also heavy metals and environmental chemicals in the joints and the bones, lots of parasites, low collagen, and the DMSO came in and did this wonderful job for her, and also with the Cell Vitality OxyMinerals. Side effects of cancer, especially the pain, we rub it on the tumor. We also obviously do an IV cancer drip with the oxygen, and we take the DMSO orally as well during the drip. And then honestly, within about 5 hours of starting the drip, which usually takes about 3 hours, that pain is gone, but all radically reduced. So it's fantastic there. And we often use it as a poultice. We'll soak a cloth in a castor oil or a linen saver, and then we will put a few drops of the DMSO onto the sheeting or the linen saver, slap it over if it's the liver, slap it over the liver, and then leave it there for a couple of hours. But we'll always check. Don't put too much DMSO because you can then irritate the skin. So we use it a lot also as a warm poultice on the back, wherever people are sore, lower back. And the one thing that the DMSO does is it increases the wettability of water. So if you have a glass of water and you add DMSO, you're going to get much better absorption of water. I was speaking about this earlier today at one of the health pharmacies and explaining to them what wettability means. And it means the ability of that water to get absorbed by the body and into the cell. To remove problems of dehydration. So that's very important to know, because some people come in and see me, they're drinking 3 liters of water a day, and they've got a hydration level of 61%. That's just, that can't be. No, we can't function like that. You're going to be very stiff and sore if that's the case. The standard dose is 5 drops. Yes, 5 drops. That's correct. So what you would do, Lynn, is you would take those 5 drops. Well, let me rather explain to you what we do with high blood pressure, and then we can sort out that dosage. You see, I've got to be careful what I say here, because I don't know if these people are on blood pressure tablets or blood sugar tablets or what they're on. You must just tell me if the screen freezes, hey, because it happened on Tuesday and messed up the video. So Tumi's asking me about the acid in the body. So the DMSO will clear the acid out, all the acid, all the toxins, all the parasites, all the environmental toxins, chemical toxins out of the body. That's what it will do. So you get beautiful joint movement. And you sleep, and the people with really sore backs and really sore throbbing knees and aches in the bones and everything, it's just amazing. And we've also got the calcium now. I've got the calcium carbonate, but we mix it with the kefir. And it grows all frothy, and the microbes in the kefir pre-digest, partially digest, and change the nature of the calcium carbonate into an organic form for the body's cells to absorb. Can you believe it? And those people that take that calcium become calm and they become joyful. I can't explain it to you. Myself, I've got too many people that we've introduced this calcium to. So you would have heard me say in my other videos and recordings, when we talk about calcium carbonate from the soil, let's just clarify this for sure. We can't consume, we can't digest that. People will bind it to something to trick it to get absorbed into the blood. That doesn't mean it's getting into the cell. It doesn't mean that the body's able to use it. It actually can calcify you. So we were always very, very careful about calcium directly from the ground. But here we have an absolute nature at its best. So the live essential microorganisms in the kefir, or you can do raw yogurt with live cultures as well, will, as I said, they will partially digest through a fermentation process the calcium carbonate into the organic form, perfect for the body to absorb. And I've measured it. I've seen it on the quantum QUXED that we use. Personally, I've used it. And as I said, we've got probably 50 people now using it. So that's an ancient way of assisting nature, where you've got this commonly found product, assisting the body then to absorb it. And this is very crucial for people with pain and inflammation. Yeah, so Lynn, we would have to just be very careful here. But rule of thumb, you could take 5 mils every hour for 8 hours. The maximum dose of DMSO is 1.5 teaspoons per day. So, our cancer patients are taking, 10 drops of cell vitality OxyMinerals 10 times a day with 10 DMSO each time. So, that you can work that out. They're also having it all the time in their water, just because of the wettability. And I've tested myself too. I have it a day with all the water that I drink with DMSO, and then other days with tea and fruit juice and whatever other things, a little bit of water. And the days with the DMSO, first of all, that night I sleep so wonderfully. But when I test the water level the next morning on the quantum, it's higher, but like by 10 notches. So if it was 75, it's up to 85. So tomorrow I'm going to have a good day, because I've been having a lot of water. I've got all my bottles over there with the DMSO in. Those people, I'm sticking on pain and inflammation and arthritis and joint pain, because it's so common. And my gosh, it's so painful and so debilitating. And the cancer I've talked about too. We're talking now about gastrointestinal disorders. And that would be, infections, irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, all those things that you want to talk about, even tumors, right? Because it's going to slowly break away the degenerative tissue and remove it out quickly. So there again, of course, if you're taking it oral, it's going to do your gut for you anyway. Together with the oxygen, there's no chance of anything really living in your gut anymore. We bring the microbiome reset in, resets the microbial flora, and the flaxseed oil helps the lining of the mucous membrane. Suddenly we're getting absorption of food. Suddenly very, very thin people are actually fluffed out, and they're healthy because they're starting to absorb not only water but their food as well. So it's really amazing. The gastric reflux and everything starts settling, and the hernias start reducing, the hemorrhoids, the piles start reducing, cleaning out, clearing. And what I've had is the cancer bits start releasing too. So it's not only on its own, but it's having a major effect on its own anyway, but we're using it with the oxygen. So phenomenal for the gut. And then, of course, what's happening is the brain starts clearing. So the headaches and the migraines and that start disappearing too. The clarity of thought, The eyes become brighter and the hearing becomes better and your sense of smell becomes better. And I'll talk about smell in a moment. So we get great relief, concentration. And remember that it's also got the oxygen. So you are going to also get higher level of oxygenation. So it's very powerful in itself as well. The oxygen is released. So then a fibromyalgia has to come in, which is most often caused by toxins, particularly genetically modified parasites, otherwise known as viruses. And that pain is severe. So we would rub it on topically. We would probably put a poultice on a pack and take it orally as well. Great. Psoriasis skin, psoriasis shingles, candida, eczema. So let's just group all of those together. Phenomenal. So when we do the foot soak, we add the DMSO. When we do the bath, we don't, because of the fact that there's too many toxins in the bath tap water. And DMSO, of course, is a carrier. So you wouldn't want to carry all the bath toxins into you. A foot soak's fine. It's a couple of liters. It's not an issue at all. But the bath, we don't add the DMSO, just so you know. But you can quite happily have, 10 drops of DMSO while you're in the bath. That'd be magic. And in the cell vitality oxymineral bath, I'm saying. And then, when you get out an hour later, have another 10 drops of DMSO in your water as well. And then you're getting the best of everything. And rub it in after your bath too. You can keep rubbing it in. Varicose veins, beautiful. But you'll start seeing that the psoriasis and the shingles and the eczema start disappearing. But you do need oral as well. Same with the eyes. You do need the oral support because the toxins must come inside out. But great for keeping the area sterile. So very fungicidal, bactericidal DMSO on its own. And then tendinitis, well, that would go with the arthritis, the fibromyalgias and all of that. Starts clearing the tendon and bringing in flexibility and clearing away, softening calcium that could be in anywhere on the bone. Cystitis, and that would be bladder and kidney, and that huge results overnight, spontaneous, miraculous. Autoimmune disorders, that's the lady with the pain and inflammation. I spoke about it. There are many of them in the body, all, by the way, named and caused by the toxins out there, the food we eat. Scleroderma, lovely improvements there. And anything to do with plaque anywhere, in the lungs, in the brain, in the gut, the vessels, softening of stones in the liver, in the kidneys. Wonderful. Just have to have a special place with you all the time. And then we're also talking about ulcerative colitis. That's in the gut again. Okay, so we're also heading now towards diabetic neuropathy and pain. And that pain is excruciating. Nobody wants to get there. So if you have blood sugar issues, come see us quickly at the center so that we can do away with the blood sugar issues. Blood sugar, we'll drop it day by day. The next day it's lower, the next day it's lower, the next day it's lower. And provided we've had a good consultation talking about nutrition and detoxification and exercising, we'll do away with blood sugar very easily. We'll do away with the need for medication, and blood pressure even better. So, if you're not confident yourself to assist yourself or someone, I'm very happy to help you. But we've got a nice methodology that we use with the DMSO that brings the blood pressure really down quickly. And then we see to what extent the parasites are involved as well, because a parasite can swing the blood pressure for you. So we'll see what's happening with that body. We'll monitor it first every 15 minutes and then every half an hour and then every hour. And you saw what happened to the lady in that group, in the case study that I gave you, how her blood pressure dropped. It just drops. It's not even maybe. And I saw this lady on Sunday. It was incredible, like a brand new person. And she was vivacious and animated and moving, and like she'd crawled out of the shell that she'd been trapped in for I don't know how long. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe she'd done it in this 3.5 weeks or whatever. And even ulcerative colitis, phenomenal. So that's a good one to use. And then varicose veins, spider veins, wonderful to rub on. Wonderful, 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 wonderful for the foot soak. Burns and scar tissue. Well, this is also amazing. You must just be careful that the skin is not too torn because it could sting a little bit. That's the only reason. But rubbing it in and orally as well, phenomenal results. It's beautiful for the skin. It's such a skin conditioner. It goes right through to the bloodstream. You end up with this beautifully soft skin, beautifully soft, especially if you are soaking with the Cell Vitality drops, bathing with the foot soak. Your skin becomes like absolute baby. You know, no need for exfoliation, this or that or anything. It's just cleaned and all the biofilm from the parasites is left. It's amazing. And, you know, we've got things growing in our skin that we don't actually realize. And only when you clean it properly and you see the difference do you realize. So also musculoskeletal orders, so then focusing on the muscles in particular right now. Again, it's tissue. So you can rub it in on the sore muscle and overused muscle from gym or the Ironman or one of the marathons or long swims that you've done. And, you know, again, remove the lactic acid and the toxic buildup in that muscle. And also get better contraction and relaxation. The ears, also to rub it on where it's sore, where it's calcified, across here where the sinuses are, more sinuses here, the temples for headaches, the back of the neck, the shoulders, hemorrhoids we talked about, and muscle spasms, bursitis. I've got a client right now who's busy. They're busy reducing. Some of them are popping, and that'll also happen with calcification. It will come to the surface and start coming out the skin. It will come out the feet. Calcium, that is soft, creamy paste. So it softens the calcification completely and then helps the body remove it. With the bursitis, let's say here on the elbow, it's softening them. Some of them are disappearing. Some of them are actually bursting because it's collecting all the calcification of the area and actually pushing it out. So a bit disgusting, but anyway, it's got to come out. And then also for acute respiratory distress syndrome. So for the lungs, it's amazing. And we're going to use it orally for that. You could always rub the back where the lungs are to let it get through. General stiffness and soreness, and to improve range of motion. So, you know, that's just really, really, really amazing, the conditions that DMSO, and the list is endless. So I really just, you know, use what you need to use it where you need to, where you see it's going to work best. Yes, I'm talking about DMSO. That's what we're talking about today. Okay, so now let's just talk a little bit about even animals. I think the biggest benefits were first seen in the racehorses. So, and of course, it's completely natural, so it's not detectable or anything like that. But the vets also know about DMSO, and in fact, you know, would rather give DMSO to a horse than ivermectin, for example. So, yeah, it's also, as I said, it's completely perfect for animals. You can put it in their water and have lots of happy animals. Your monkeys, your horses, your dogs, your cats. Now, let's just talk, before we go to the therapeutic mechanisms of how the DMSO works as well. Let's just talk a little bit about side effects. There are no side effects except for the lung gases off, the sulfur gases off, because it's binding with the toxins and it's coming out. So people will often comment to you and say to you, oh, your breath, your breath smells. What is it? I can't stand it. And then people go off the DMSO and they don't take it and all the rest of it, which is a bit sad. But the reason for that, as I say, is that it's binding the toxins that's coming out of the lungs. It's the sulfur molecule. So it's not actually anything terrible. It's not a bad egg. It's not anything. It's the sulfur molecule. So it is a side effect. So I would just say to people in that case, take it last thing at night and go to sleep and let it gas off during the night. So you could take, 15 drops at night in water, 15 drops at night in water. And then, then during the day, you're not affecting anybody. But you can do a foot soak once a day too, put 20 drops in the foot soak and you're getting 20 drops inside you, just about. So that's a great way of getting a second dose in. Okay, so now you know about that. Potentially the taste as well. It can also make your mouth feel a little bit dry, but and it will make not so much dry. It makes you feel thirsty. So you just have another glass with some DMSO in it. All right, and then that's right. So Anna's basically saying that DMSO smell is in the beginning, and that's right. We walk around here all day. We take DMSO, and none of us are gassing off on anyone. So you must go through it and get all those toxins out. Thank heavens the lungs are working. Thank heavens they're detoxifying for you. And as they detoxify, you're able to use more of the oxygen of the breath that you take, and eventually the lung capacity will increase as well. So my doggy's lungs are just, she's exercising her lungs there too. All right, so thanks, Anna, for that as well. We've got about 16 major therapeutic properties of DMSO. And it's the guy who brought this to the fore was Dr. Morgan Walker. And I think his book is called DMSO, Nature's Healer. There is a door open. They can go out, but they are insisting on the other door. Anyway, all right. So it's going to block the pain by interrupting the conduction in the small C fibers and the non-myelinated nerve fibers. So it's wonderful for blocking the pain, anti-inflammatory, bacteriostatic, fungostatic, virostatic. It transports numerous pharmaceutical products. So just to tell you, you're going to get extra effect of any medications you're taking. It reduces the incidence of platelet thrombi in the blood vessels. That's the clots as well. It has a specific effect on cardiac contractility by inhibiting calcium to reduce the workload of the heart. So a very, very specific effect on the heart. Smoothing the contractility, removing any calcification in the vessels. It stimulates prostaglandin synthesis, cyclical fatty acids that possess diverse biological activities that affect cell function in every organ. Prostaglandins have sedative and anticonvulsive effects on the central nervous system. So together with the oxygen, you just have this beautiful calming effect on the EEG and the brain scan, as well as how you feel. It enhances antifungal, antibacterial agents when combined with them. So it just combines, it will, if I'm using my para-immune defense, for example, a very highly parasitized person, very sick, very toxic, it will take some DMSO with it. It'll take those herbs even deeper into the cell, potentiate it. So the DMSO is not an antioxidant. We put it with the drops because it takes the drops further and you need less drops as a result. In other words, 2 of this is equal to 4 if you're taking the DMSO with it. So we use it then, but you can easily take on either side of that the DMSO in your water glass, and you can also then put it in the foot bath, as I said. All right, lovely. It's a vasodilator, and that's why we get the results we get with the blood pressure. Okay, natural vasodilator, because it's cleaning the blood itself, and it says here probably related to histamine release in the cells and to prostaglandin inhibition. It inhibits the release of cholinesterase, which is going to block it's an enzyme which is going to block pathways. It tends to soften collagen and build collagen by specific cross-linking, and softens calcification, as I said. It scavenges the hydroxyl free radicals, stimulates various types of immunity as a result of the detox, but it's a potent diuretic, that's for sure. You will go to the bathroom. And it brings about interferon formation in the organism, stimulates the healing of wounds, which we've seen. And its most common thing is pain and chronic pain, but it does all these wonderful things as well. So, that's what I wanted to really share with you. I've got it on special at the moment. It's 20% off, which is, I think, great. So you should stock up, actually. I've got people buying quite a lot at the moment, and there's no limit, by the way, on number of bottles. I bring in massive drums of it because it's just such a go-to for me. It's just such a important nutrient in our, toolkit to get people well. And, you know me, I'm wanting to use really cost-effective nutrients that have a massive wow effect quickly, naturally, and don't break the bank balance. So it can be the herbal or the nutrients. It can be the zeolite, which is paramagnetic, absolutely awesome to be used with this. The Ormus gold, flaxseed oil, microbiome reset, cell vitality oxygen drops, the cell oxygen powder itself, and then all our detox herbal and nutritional range with the liver, the kidney, the gut, the skin, liver, lymph, blood. I've taken somebody off renal dialysis using the DMSO, the cell vitality, OxyMinerals, the kidney cleanse, and so on. So massive space for this stuff. And get over it. If it tastes too strong, we'll then have 5 drops or 3 drops in half a glass in a glass of water. Half an hour later, have another 3. And the benefits are amazing. Your skin is so smooth, and your sleep is good, and your intestines, your gastrointestinal tract clears, and the pain goes, and you just feel how you should feel. It's full of Ormus gold. It's levitational, just to remind you again. I don't take it at the same time as Ormus gold, because Ormus gold is even more powerful, and it doesn't need to be activated at all by DMSO and vice versa. So the DMSO will stick with throughout the day, however I take it. So I'm not sure what other products you would like to talk about, or other questions that you have, because I always do invite you to come in and get your questions answered here. So please do, so that we can clear up some other things for you that you want to hear about. I just want to get a picture for you. Now, while you ask the last chance to ask all your nice questions. And I'll just share this for you so that we get a nice picture here. There. So there's our special 20% off. And in the text, I will put the little link to get there. Let's see, it's probably going to disappear, but let's get that link here. Copy the link, and let's put it in there. All right, so you've got the link there. All you've got to do is click on it. And then we've also got the Microbiome Reset at least 20%, and also the weight loss, the weight release. So I've done a few videos on all of that as well. And again, I mean, I had a lady today, oh, please, Jen, can I have some of the fat go? I look at me and everything, and I said, yes, but take a bottle of this with you. First of all, it's going to drive the herbs in deeper in and more effective, potentiate the effect of the herbs and the nutrients in the weight loss, and also dissolve the toxins. So, you know, for under 1,000 rand, you've got the weight loss herbs, and you've got cell vitality, OxyMinerals, and in dollar terms, it's going to be you know, so something like $57. You've got a month's supply of everything, and you're going to get thin. Simple. And if you throw the cell vitality OxyMinerals in, then it's game over. It doesn't say weight loss. It doesn't say pain and inflammation. We don't make claims because that's dangerous. You know, it doesn't say clean the gut. It doesn't say clean the kidney. It doesn't say clean the liver, but it's doing it. And I just think it's something that we should take every day, especially with stress and living in cities where there's a lot of radiation and everything's aimed towards clotting the blood. So cluttered blood, thick blood, you're getting low oxygen to your major organs, and then you start developing symptoms of metabolic syndrome, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, weight gain, hormones going out. And then it's got to all be reset again. So that's about my bundle, guys. I'm looking forward to how long you can keep the shelf life. It's actually ages. Probably about a year. You can look underneath the bottle. It'll give you the shelf life. It's about a year or two, depending on the age of the drum I'm using, basically, but a long time. It doesn't go off. The frequency is too high. It'll just reduce potency, like Ormus gold. It doesn't go off. It just reduces potency because the electrons leave. Good question. So is anyone who can't take the DMSO? No, quite frankly, no. It's a natural product. The body knows what to do with it. But you would have to alter the dosage depending on the age of the person and the condition. So for high blood pressure, we take it every 15 minutes for the first hour. We drive it down quickly, naturally, safely. People can't believe it. Well, I can't even believe the results that we get either. I just know that I get people out of the danger zone. So that's it. If you'll get a recording of this, but you can always go to the 365healthybychoice.com website, search DMSO in the search bar, and then you can read again everything that I've talked about, because I basically read off the website. Okay, so please share this information with people. You'll get a replay if you register weekly if you didn't. And go to the YouTube channel and like, subscribe, and comment, please. And you will also get, whenever I post there and upload, you will get it first as well. Often way before I've got the chance to put it on the groups. Okay, so then you'll hear it first. Okay, guys, lots of luck. Good luck. And I'm looking for lots of feedback, lots of testimonies. Okay, go well. Have a healthy one. Bye. Thanks for coming in.